Hello, welcome to another edition of Behind the Veil. We continue in our month of September on parables. Today the message was entitled Build on the Rock. Join us as we summarize the message for today. Our starting point was, what is this rock? So we looked at Psalm 18 verse 2, and it says that the Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer. God is the rock we are talking about. And then we said in Matthew 16:18 that even the church is also built on this rock. So it says that this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail. So we know that the rock is God, that the church is built on God, but our lives is also supposed to be built on this rock. It says in Proverbs chapter 24 verse 3, it says, through wisdom a house is built, and by understanding it is established. So our lives are like buildings that we are building, and we must build it on God. In Matthew chapter 7, reading from verse 27, we are introduced to a story of a wise and a foolish builder. And it says that in chapter 7 verse 24, it says, therefore whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him to a wise man that built his house on a rock. Then it goes further to say that, but the person that hears and does not do the word of God is like someone who builds on sand. So we said that we need to draw out meanings out of this, but we made sure that we said, the rains and the winds and all of these are things that we cannot control. There are certain things that will happen in our lives, but it is not for us to control them, but it's for us to have a great and good foundation. So the difference between the person that builds on a rock and the person that builds on sand is, the person that built on a rock did the works that they listened to, and the one that built on sand didn't. So is it that they are on different areas, or that they were on the same land, but someone happened to build on the earth and someone happened to build on rock? So we said that we need to compare another part of scripture to get a greater meaning. Now, to get a good meaning of what actually Jesus was teaching, and when he compared the wise and the foolish builder in Matthew, we looked in Luke chapter 6, which talks about building on the rock as well. So in Luke chapter 6 verse 46, it says, but why do you call me Lord, Lord, and do not do the things that I say? So we said that, it is all well and good to say God, Lord, and all that, but if we don't do his will, what is the point? Now this is going to give us full meaning into what it means to be a wise builder or a foolish builder. So in 47 it says, whoever comes to me and hears my sayings and does them, I will show that he looks like this. This is a picture of a person who does what he hears from God. And what is this picture? It says that he's like a man building a house who dug deep. One, he dug deep, and two, laid a foundation on the rock. So what does digging deep show us about the foolish and the wise builder? So we said those two are on the same piece of land. So yes, there may be topsoil, which is sand, and to get to the rock you have to dig deep. So there are certain people that are digging deep. They are living the word of God. So it's become a foundation for them. And they are building their house on a rock. So the comparison was made a lot clearer when we said that there are three parts to a man's soul. There's a mind, there's emotion, and then there's a will. So you see, the person that says Lord has given a mental acknowledgement of who God is. And the person who says Lord, Lord, have accepted God, even in their emotions, it's a bit deeper. They have dug a bit deeper, but not as deep. So they have gone to the emotion part. But the person that digs much deeper and hits the rock or builds on the rock is the person that reaches their will. You see, it is in our will, that we can actually see the obedience of a man to the words of God. So the person that's building on the rock has dug the earth deeper, dug through the mind, dug through the emotions, and gone to the will, where they are doing the will of God. Because the basic definition of sin is my will, not God's will. So the person that is building their house on the rock is a person that has dug deeper to their will, and they are doing God's will instead of their will. And it says the person that builds on sand in 49, it says that when the trials of the earth comes, when the wind and the floods and everything come, there's a great fall, and great is the fall. You see, we can build on our lives, on our jobs, our careers, our marriages, our children, the money we have in the bank. But you see, these things don't last. The thing that is sure to last when the trials and tribulations of this world come is the foundation on the Word of God. The foundation that is the person that has dug deep and has gone further beyond mental accents, has gone beyond emotional connection with God, but has gone and said, I will do your will. Like Jesus said, he says, not my will. He said, I have come from heaven to do my Father's will, not my will. That is the person that is building on the rock. So we look at 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 11, where it says that there is no other foundation except Christ. So we said you cannot build your life based on your career, based on your bank account, based on your status or anything of that sort. It is a life that is built on Jesus that will withstand. And we said that, we looked at the story of the three little pigs. One builds the house with sticks, another one with straws, and another one with bricks. We all know what happened when the big bad wolf came huffing and puffing. It was only the house that was built on a brick that was able to stand. So beloved, this is what we're talking about. How are we building? We must be careful how we're building. And we made an example that you see, you can be building your house with gold or silver or wood or straw or whatnot. But you see that the precious things, you dig deep. You dig deeper into the will of a man. And finally, it says in John chapter 14 verse 15, and it says that if you love me, you will do my commandments. See, love is an action word. And if we claim that we love God, we must do his will, or we must do his commandments. And that was the essence of this teaching from Jesus. So this is another teaching on our series of parables. And we hope you have learned something from this short summary. But if you want to get better understanding and more revelation, wait and listen to our full audio message on SoundCloud, or as we distribute our sermons on WhatsApp. And even better, if you are around next weekend, join us on level 175B Boston Road, Grafton, and come enjoy fellowship and time in the presence with God. And beloved, you will not leave here the same. So it's been another episode of Behind the Veil. Join us next time, and God bless. Stay true to yourself and build on the rock that counts.